Hello and welcome back to our third episode of Tales from the Trenches. My name is Justin Paolini, trading performance coach here at Building a Trader. Before we get started, let me just go through the risk warning. Trading foreign exchange carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage available can magnify profits as well as losses. You can lose more than your initial deposit, so before trading, please carefully consider the risks and the inherent costs and seek independent advice as required. Please contact us to discuss any questions or concerns you may have because we are here to help. And with that said and done, today we're going to talk about the right way up the learning curve. As we said in prior videos, 90% of traders lose 90% of their capital in 90 days. So don't look at the exceptions. Don't look at, for example, the recent happenings on GameStop, which is a stock in the US, if you weren't aware, that has been pumped up by a group of retail traders on a forum, and they are, open and close quotation marks, fighting Wall Street and winning as they were able to make substantial profits against hedge funds that were shorting into this stock. Now, when you see the common Joe making a ton of money trading something that he doesn't fully understand, you realize that we are at a top or near the top of a bull market, just like we were in 1999, but these things just don't happen very often, and it's a symptom of a broken market. So these are the exceptions, but the rule is that 90% of traders lose 90% of their capital in 90 days. And here I'm showing you one of the reasons why that happens. Most traders continue to fight trends, even though the data has been out for at least 20 years. It's been publicly available. Retail traders have been able to consult it from their own brokers, for example. But despite this, in aggregate, traders tend to fight trends. You can see this is on the euro. As the euro was rising, retail positioning continued to be net short, strongly net short. The stronger the trend, the stronger the net short position. And then, just recently, as the euro's been stumbling, has positioning leveled off a little bit. So this is one of the issues. Most retail traders fight trends and they fight momentum, and they have so many indicators and so much clutter on their charts that they just can't make heads or tails of it. But the other thing is the loss aversion syndrome. It's the fact that all traders, me included, don't like to lose. But if you want to trade, you need to learn how to lose well, because trading is a glorified gambling of sorts. The difference is that we are the casino. We can create an edge that lasts over time, but we need to learn how to lose, and we need to make the risk-reward mathematics work in our favor. If you continue to go after that high win rate because of your loss aversion syndrome, if you can't bear the pain of a loss, if you can't stand losing, you will always, always, always cut your profits short, when instead the best thing to do is learn how to run your profits and cut your losses short. And make sure that you have multiple ways of cutting your losses, because we need to be in a position where our average win is higher than the average loss. That will take pressure off of us instead of adding pressure to us, which is what happens with a high win rate. You need to be right, and psychologically that's devastating. But something else that I need to discuss is also, don't trade your life away. It really is heartbreaking, and I feel for the people that I've helped over the years that have come to me, unfortunately, after having a series of bad breaks in the markets. Everybody knows my story. You can also read it in my book, Building a Trader. It's on Amazon. But I went through hell in the first few years of my trading career because I made a variety of mistakes. And I see a lot of people making the same kind of mistakes and variations on the theme up to these kind of extremes that I'm showing you today. And these are examples from real people. And I want you to, so a couple of things here. If you identify with one of these situations, the first thing to realize is that you're not alone. There are so many people out there that have gone through the same things, that have done the same things, that have made the same mistakes. The fact is that if you're in that situation, you can get out of that situation. The important thing is that you know the truth, because the truth can set you free. As long as you have a mental stronghold and you continue persevering on the same path, then you'll never break free. So here I want to give you some examples of people that I've helped over the years, and I want you to know that they have broken free of their strongholds. They have made it, and you can too. So the concept here is don't trade your life away. Okay? So many people quit well-paying jobs because they want to follow the dream of trading for a living. Okay, what they don't understand is reality. Their job gives them a consistent income stream, and trading instead is about your best guess. There is no stability. There is no guarantee you'll get paid this month. And if you're not careful, you can let your losses eat up your profits from the past month, the past 2 months, the past 3 months. You can have strings of losses in a row that don't depend on you, they don't depend on your system, it's just the market. The bottom line is that there is an inconsistency in trading returns that makes it very hard to live off your trading. The exceptions are for the very wealthy, but typically they also have diversified portfolios and their income streams are diversified. But for the common person, for you and I, not having that consistent income stream can be extremely detrimental to your psyche and to your life in general. So make sure that you learn how to trade around a stable job. Your human capital will likely give you much more than your trading can give you, at least in the short term. Okay, so second thing, a lot of people don't have results, but they keep going around in circles. They keep trying and trying and trying. They keep buying other courses or just trying everything around, and they keep trading their money away. So while they're going around in circles, they keep trading. The primary example was a person that came to me a couple of years ago, did a trading course, was losing money, and the educators from this trading course just continued to support this kind of behavior. Don't worry, it's the market, just follow the system, you'll make it back, etc. Well, 7 years went by, and this family had eaten up their retirement savings and came to me when basically the situation was desperate. So, there was a way out. Okay, I was able to guide these people towards a different solution, because trading was just not the right solution. They had to get their life back on their feet. But you can get out of that kind of situation even if you got into it. And if you're just starting, or if you haven't made this mistake, then that's great. Just make sure you have a defined time horizon for learning how to trade. Don't let it get out of hand. Don't follow this chimera for years on end. Okay, be prepared to let it go, because the moment you're prepared to let it go, the pressure is released and your brain actually starts to work better and process the information better. And paradoxically, it can actually be the step that allows you to trade and allows you to understand and go forward. Third thing, persevering because of some personal stronghold. And this is insidious because it's not just ego. Okay, ego is like saying, I told my colleague, or I told so and so that I would do this, and you know what, I'm going to do it. That really doesn't work, because you might find out that trading isn't for you. You might find out that your passion is something else. you might find out that you learned how to trade, but you just don't like it. There are a ton of things that could go through your head or that could happen as you learn about the markets, as you learn about trading. But just because you said something, or you can't bear the embarrassment or whatever it is, you let it pull you down and you live a life that's not meant to be lived. Peer pressure or pressure from people around you. You're not good enough. If you can't trade, then you're not worth anything. Um, Whatever it is, okay, realize that everything is okay. Trading is just a job, and it's not even that useful from many points of view. You're not saving lives. Okay, you're learning a skill. You're learning the skill of bartering, of exchanging one thing for another. Can it give you satisfaction? Yes, absolutely. If it's for you, if you love it, if you love the markets, if you love the different dynamics from one day to the next. Okay, I mean, I get it. I'm in here. I do this. I like the markets, so I get that. But don't let it become a stronghold. Okay. The fourth thing, looking for revenge, and I've seen this too. Um, for example, somebody did you wrong. You went through a bad break, or you went through a setback, and you want to get back at that person, or you want to show that in reality you're really worth it. You're a worthy person. You're worthy of consideration, and but you're feeling so down because you went through a bad break, you went through a divorce, or somebody said you could never do it, and you just want to get back at them, and you want to prove that you're better than that. You want to prove. I've helped people through this, and the fact is that that's another mental stronghold. As long as you want revenge, as long as you're angry at somebody, as long as you just have to do it, you've got to prove it to somebody, you won't make it, and you'll trade away your life. Okay. Um, and the last one here is persevering in the quest for stability and security. This is the main misconception about trading. Okay, a lot of people say, yeah, I want to trade because I want to be independent. I don't want to have a boss. I want to be my own boss. I want to trade from anywhere in the world and be able to do my thing. Okay, great. But did you know that within the pyramid of financial security, trading is not at the bottom, it's not at the middle, trading is right at the top. It is the last thing that you should think about. And for example, at the bottom, we have emergency funds. Then we have considerations about debt, paying off debt. We have savings versus spending. Then we have insurance. Then we have, and so on and so forth. Trading is a high risk endeavor, which you should do only if you have money to throw away. Okay, it's not something you should do if you don't have any money. And that's what gets people. All this marketing and advertising on the internet and the books, the more than 10,000 books that have been written on trading, all try and send the same message that trading is something that will give you financial stability. Trading is something that will give you security, but it's not. Trading is a job that requires a ton of application, dedication, but at the end of the day, there is uncertainty. You won't have a stable paycheck at the end of the month. You do have the potential to make unlimited gains, especially in the Forex market where the degree of leverage can work for you as well as against you. But that's not the rule, that's the exception. Okay, so you need to know what you're getting into. So what is the right way forward? Okay, we now went through the typical strongholds and issues that traders bring with them to the market, the misconceptions about trading. So what is the right way forward? How do I help people bypass these issues or set them straight when they come to me? The first thing is to keep things simple and subtle. Now, in our second video of this series, I described the systematic trend filter and how it can help you. So I won't go over that anymore, but you can pick it up. It's free, and this can already help you avoid being one of those traders that fades trends and that fades momentum. The other thing I can give you is a video with a strategy which is pretty close to what I do personally. That's not to say that you need to do what I do, as in case you don't know what to do, or you want, for some reason, you want to have confidence that you're doing something that profitable traders do, etc. Whatever the rationale is, something that's fairly close to what I do is the break and retest strategy. I did a video on it recently for FCI Markets, so go over to their YouTube channel and take a peek for yourself. And then learn to lose well. Okay, there is a common belief that there is one best way to trade. The reality is that the best way to trade is what makes the most sense to you. If you don't understand or you don't click with the break and retest strategy, it doesn't matter. Go and find or come and ask me about different strategies, and let's find the strategy that's best for you. There must be something that clicks. There must be something that you feel a certain affinity with in the markets. Let's work towards your strengths. Okay. The important thing is that whatever you choose, you stick with it and you remain consistent. Okay. Don't be a jack of all trades. Then the other thing is there is a correct order of actions that you have to take before placing a trade. First, you identify your stop loss. Identify where you're going to get out, where you're going to bail, where you're going to admit that your timing was off. Then you identify the entry, and then you identify the target. Okay? And then before entering the trade, you evaluate your entry and your risk reward compared to your target. Because this way, you're doing things right. You know what your risk is, you've identified it, you know what your entry is going to be, and you know what your risk reward is going to be. And if your risk reward is ineffective, if it's not decent, then you can simply pass on the trade. But if you don't do this exercise, you can't know that. And a lot of traders, unfortunately, they study and they think about getting into the trade, and they don't know when to get out. I have some examples that I can share with you. This, for example, is one of the messages from that famous Reddit board that we were talking about at the beginning of the video on GameStop, where you see retail traders making a certain amount of money, and the only thing going through their head about trade management is do not sell, hold. There were a ton of messages just saying hold, 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 hold. To the moon, we got this. Okay, now that is not what you want to do. That is not how you trade the markets consistently. That is not how you survive in the long term. So instead, you need to learn how to lose well, which means adjusting your position size, trying to understand the nuances in your trading system, having done the work to understand what you do well when you're successful, and do more of that, and understand what you do when you trade poorly, and avoid it, and then use a multiple step exit strategy. Those are the basis of your trading plan, and your trading plan is nothing more or less than a script of what you expect to happen based on your approach. Your trading plan provides a clear course of action if your expectations don't materialize. So it prepares you for different scenarios. Okay, now here are some examples. Here are some questions to think about. Okay, I don't know where you are in your trading career right now. I don't know what you've gone through, how you trade, but just try these on for size. So, question number one: your trade is slightly in profit, but is stalled. Okay, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's not at a key level. It's not it's not at a round number. It's just nowhere. It's just stalled in the middle of nowhere. What do you do? What does your trading plan say you should do? Question two: your trade has reached 2.2 R, so 2.2 times your risk, and it looks like it's turning around. Okay. So, for example, we can imagine the trade's going up, and then it prints like a bearish engulfing, or prints giant pin bar. Your target was 4R, so you're at half the distance to your target. What do you do? Number 3, your trade has moved swiftly past your target, so it's going really well. What do you do, and how do you do it? Number 4, your trade has gone into profit just a little bit by 0.3R, and now instead it's starting to move towards your stop loss. What do you do? Okay, you need to have rules for these scenarios and others. So everything seems really complicated, everything seems like a battle, but I have a shortcut for you. Everybody has learned what they know from somebody else, and they have built on that experience. So that's why I coach traders. That's why Building a Trader exists, because my shortcut is coaching. I give people personal attention. This is a recent email that I received from a student. This is his performance. This is what personal attention can do for you. Okay, this student is now working towards he's going through a verification process for a funded account, and this is, the end game. Trading other people's money. Coming out with such a consistency like this, with a decent Sharpe ratio, that you will become appetizing to funding partners. This is what personal attention can do for you. But don't take it from me. Okay? On my website, there are success stories. If you want to hear any personal reference, if you want to hear any personal story, just write to me, let me know, and I will put you in touch with these people, because they are open to talking to you and letting you know exactly what they went through. Your first step towards your future trading career is the coaching assessment. If you fill out the form, I will take a look at your answers, and I will give you a reply in the next 24 hours to see if we can work together or not, and if I have any suggestions in the interim for you. The questionnaire is the way in. And if you are accepted as a coaching student, let me show you what you get. The first thing is a series of on-demand video courses and drills in the members area. These go through everything that I use in my own trading. But even if you don't trade the way I trade, even if we try and perfect your model, you can still use these tips, especially on the trade management side, because I've noticed the trade management aspect of trading plans is overlooked, and there aren't too many details on that on the web. The second thing you get is entrance to our Slack group, where you can interact every day with a group of like-minded traders and myself. Questions, trades, ideas, doubts, anything at all. That's what the Slack group is for. And you can chat. In the public chat, you can communicate privately with the other traders in there, make friends. Trading is best done together as a group. It's a very lonely endeavor to do on your own. But that's not all. There are some additional benefits that at this moment in time we have here at Building a Trader. The first one is that, especially for intraday traders or for short-term traders, you can get a 50% discount on your Trade the News subscription. Full disclosure, I don't make a cent on this agreement. Okay, I just want you to have the best tools available to become a professional trader, and I've been using Trade the News for the past 6 years. So I trust them. I've been working with them, and I'm giving you, my affiliate deal. I am giving you a 50% discount, and I don't gain a cent from this. It's all for you. And the same thing goes for Forex Tester. I was surprised by Forex Tester, to be honest. I did a webinar recently on this. I was so surprised. So I decided to work with them as well. And Forex Tester can really help build up your confidence. I mean, you can take a trading model and just test it in different environments. For example, you can test your strategy on 2014, which was a very low volatility year, and 2018, low volatility year. Then you can test your strategy in 2010 or 2012, which were high volatility years. okay, above and beyond, what the market is currently doing. You can really test your strategy. And once again, I'm an affiliate of Forex Tester because I believe in the product, but I am giving you my rebate. I don't get a cent from this affiliate deal. I ask them to put my rebate into the discount. So this again is what I'm trying to do for you. I'm trying to give you only the tools that I believe in, that I use myself, at an advantageous price, so that you can accelerate up the learning curve and become a professional trader in the shortest amount of time possible. So if you're interested about these deals, just get in touch. I'll let you know. And once again, let me recap some of the free resources that are out there that I've made available with the right information. Of course, there's Building a Trader, Lessons from the Trenches. That's my book. It's on Amazon. Then there's a systematic trend filter. All these links will be below the video, of course. The FCI Markets Trader Foundations video series. That's on YouTube. The FCI Markets Free Trader Foundations course. Okay, you can find that at this link, because I've put all of my experience and the lessons I've learned over the years into these resources. So I really hope you'll pick them up and you'll get on the right track. Finally, I want you to know what awaits, what is on the other side. Just like that student from before that I showed you, funding opportunities are always available. Okay? If you know how to trade, if you become consistent, there is always somebody ready to give you money to trade, because the end game for a trader is not trading his own money, but is trading other people's money, because it's simpler, there's less risk, and especially for the retail trader, you can really scale up, because, for example, my funding partners at FCI Markets here can fund you up to £1 million, and your split depends on your Sharpe ratio, but you can get up to 50% of what you make. So there are opportunities available, and the only thing to do is to get started on this learning curve as soon as possible and do it the right way. I hope this video was useful, was educational and instructive. If you have any questions or concerns, just reach me at buildingatrader.com. I'm always available to answer your questions and to help you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, but for now, this is Justin Paolini, over and out.